Hello, my jelly beans. I hope you've been well. I'm so sorry I haven't been here in a while. I've just been super busy working on my on-demand library on my website. So if you ever feel like you're missing out, make sure you check it out. It has all of the recorded weekly classes I do, of course, a bunch of goodies and extras, and it is constantly being updated. All right. So today, I wanted to bring you actually a session that is in my on-demand library, and it is a grounded hip mobility sequence. So we're mostly going to be grounded on the floor today, so make sure you're protecting your knees with a pillow, blanket, or rolling up your mat at any point of time. When it comes to props, I always love to recommend yoga blocks and or a yoga strap, but they are both optional today, okay? So we're not gonna take too long for this one. We're just really gonna wake up our hips and those surrounding muscles. So when you're ready, make sure you have some water, and we're gonna start on the ground in our tabletop position. Okay, friends, let's get into it. We're in our tabletop here. We're gonna walk our hands out just a little bit in front of us, and we're gonna make sure our fingers are nice and wide. We're gonna do some hip circles here. So I'm going to lean to the right, draw my hips forward, to the left, and I'm gonna sit it back as much as I feel comfortable, and we go again to the side, bring it forward and around. So think of your core being engaged this entire time, just rolling it out. Take your time. Of course, you can go slower, faster, make bigger movements or smaller movements. One more in this direction, and then we will switch it up when we're sitting back. So when you're ready, start left and make your way around. Good. So we're really just waking up all those little joints and all those crevices. So really just waking up our hips, a nice gentle motion. Good, let this be our last one. We can bring our hands in and back again so they're right underneath our shoulders. Again, make sure your fingers are nice and wide, and we're never just pushing through the wrist, but also the knuckles and finger pads themselves. All right, so we're gonna keep going with the hip mobility here. I'm gonna scoot my right leg straight out behind me, okay? I'm gonna lift my leg, squeezing my butt, toes pointing to the ground. I'm gonna open my hip out so my toes point towards you. I'm going to keep my legs straight as much as I can, bring it out to the side. I'm gonna bend my knee, keep bringing it in to try and tap my elbow, bring it down and around and back out, okay? So we're gonna try for 6 times. Of course, do however many feel best for you. We are gonna reverse it, and I promise the reverse is gonna be a little bit gentler on our bodies. So take your time, remember to breathe, my jelly beans, when you're ready. Foot behind you, lift up, bring it around, bend at the knee, bring it in as much as you can, bring it down and around. If you have to bring your knee down in between, that's okay. Make it work for you. Really take your time here. It's not the easiest movement. All right, let's try for 2 more. Make sure you're relaxing your face muscles. Good. When your knee is back down beside the other knee, we're going to pull it forward. Keep it bent as you bring it around and back. Okay, 5 more. Keep going. 3, 2, last one. Bring it down. Whew. All right, if you need to take a moment to come back into child's pose, give your wrists a break, please do. But we're gonna swing around and get to the other side. Okay, friends, when you're ready, we're going again. We got 6 ahead of us on the other side. So again, we bring it behind us, squeeze those glutes to lift up, open the hip, bring it out, bring it out, bring it out, bend the knee once you're near the end to try and touch your elbow or get close to it, and bring it down and around. We go again, 5 more. Remember, we always want to keep breathing, try and keep our face relaxed. Wonderful, you got this. We got 2 more. Last one. When our knee is close to our other knee, reverse it. So bring it in and out. Knee stays bent the whole time. 5 more. 4, 3, hold your balance. 2, and last one. Bring it down. Wonderful. We can even sit it back for a moment. We are going to wake up the front of our hips with a nice little lunge, and why not go even deeper once we get there. So if you want to use blocks, you're more than welcome to, but right now I'm going to step my right foot forward here. So I bring my right foot forward and it's nice and in line with my hips. I'm going to really curl my tailbone in towards my belly button, squeezing my glutes, and I'm going to slowly shift it forward to where I feel good. Hold it for a bit, okay? I can bring my hands down to blocks if I want, or keep my hands to the top of my thigh, press in to keep my spine nice and long. We're going to hang out here for a couple nice deep breaths. All right, let's add to this. It's going to become our trifecta lunge. So keeping that tailbone tucked in, this hand, the same hand as the back leg, is going to swing up. Take a nice deep inhale, lift a little bit. Exhale, come into a side bend. If you want, your hand can come down by your hips, maybe to a block, or it can stay to your leg. Just keep your balance, keep breathing. It's not a major or deep side bend here, just a small movement to go a little bit more into our hip flexor muscles. Let's slowly bring the arm down. Bring your hands to the inside of the leg, tuck your back foot, lift up, walk your hands to center, coming into our wide-legged forward fold here, okay? All right, so in this fold, let's think of our tailbone reaching up to the sky, inner thighs squeezing together. Okay, so let's have our tailbone reach up to the sky. Inner thighs can squeeze together a bit. Make sure your elbows are soft if your torso wants to come down at any point. But let's get a little hip flossing in. So I'm gonna let my hips shimmy to the right and shimmy to the left. I'm keeping my legs straight, or as straight as I want them to be. And I'm just moving my hips side to side, getting a little massage in the ball and socket joint in our hips, using our femurs here. So just take your time, feel that sensation out. Good. Find center. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, release your torso down a little more. If you want, you can walk your hands in towards your feet or even behind them, or you can keep your hands to blocks or even your shins here. Whatever feels best for you. We're going to hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands towards your left foot. So it was your back foot. It's now becoming your front. Pivot your feet. Gently lower the back knee. And suddenly we are in our lunge on the other side, okay? So adjust yourself if you need. I'm going to scooch back a little bit here. Okay, so we're in our positioning. Make sure your tailbone is scooped forward. Your glutes are squeezing. You're feeling nice and strong in this position. Again, and have your hands to blocks, the floor, or just to the top of your thigh, keeping a nice tall spine, whatever works best for you here. We're going to hang out here for a little bit, okay? So just focus on your breath, focus on how your muscles are feeling. Do you feel balanced? What is something that you could do to make yourself a little bit more comfortable in this position, whether it be putting something under your knees, coming out a little bit, adjusting your position, anything like that to help you out. When you're ready, let's go into that side lunge again as we did on the other side. So same arm as back leg, comes up. Nice big inhale. Exhale, a little gentle side bend here. Really feeling it into the hip flexor of the back leg is really what we're focusing on here. Slowly lift up. Awesome. We're going to actually go back to our wide-legged forward fold. So bring your hands down on the inside of the leg. Tuck your back toes. Lift up. Shimmy back to your wide-legged forward fold. Find your positioning here. So as before, tailbone to the sky. Inner thighs squeeze together. Relax your elbows. Relax your torso. Breathing deeply. All right, we're going to keep our hands planted here, and we're going to bend our right knee, keep our left straight, sink our hips back into the right a little bit. Come on up, switch sides. So we're going for a little bit of a side lunge here. Come on up and switch. Just putting a little bit of heat towards the inner thighs, really waking up all parts of our hips here. Don't worry about going super deep into this. Of course, this is just a mobility and wake-up drill. Remember, you don't have to go too intense with this. We're still focusing on waking up our hips in this session. All right, let's make this our last one. Find center, take another breath. Just in your forward fold to really wake up those hamstrings. Slowly bend your knees, tuck them in all the way down to the ground. And let's work on our quads just a teensy bit. All right, so for this little quad stretch we're about to do, we're going to do both legs at the same time, and we're going to be sitting on our heels to start. Remember, you can always put blocks underneath your bums if you'd like. You can also use blocks behind your hands, because what we're going to do is we're going to walk our hands behind us, and we're going to kind of hang out here for a bit. So we can also even come down to our forearms. If we feel really flexible, we can come all the way down onto our back. But I will stay on my hands with whoever would like. If you want to go more into it, you are more than welcome to. So we bring our hands behind us. My fingers point towards each other. I'm going to start squeezing my glutes, pushing my hips up to the sky. My knees are driving down into the ground. Okay, I'm trying not to keep my shoulders too close to my ears, but of course it doesn't matter too much here. We can even have a soft bend in the elbows if we feel comfortable somewhere between coming down to our forearms and staying on our hands. But of course, even if you're on blocks, a soft bend in your elbows. So we're really focusing on pushing our hips up to the sky, and we're going to feel it in our quads. So for this one, we're just hanging out, we're holding, we're breathing deeply. See if you can go a little bit deeper with that quad stretch every few moments. This can be fairly intense depending on where you are taking it to. So just keep focusing on your breath. Think of relaxing the muscles in your face. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very slowly work your way back up. Big toes together, knees are going to be wide. Walk your hands forward, and we're going to come into a downward facing dog here. All right, my jelly beans, I'm going to come on out of this, but you are more than welcome to stay in your child's pose as long as you would like. But that does bring us to the end of our session together. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, not only leave a comment to let me know, but check out my website and the on-demand library where you can get this video and so much more. All right, until the next time, I'll see you soon.